Shakespeare for Noobs. Yes, we have got another instalment for Shakespeare for Noobs, and this episode, well, I thought A Midsummer Night's Dream was taking the absolute piss when it came to just copying other plays. We've come to the king of copying Shakespeare plays. Yes, we are covering Cymbeline or Cymbeline. One of those. So in the beginning, we begin with the King of England, Cymbeline, or Cymbeline. I'm gonna go with Cymbeline. Yes, he is the King of England, and he has a daughter called Imogen. And Imogen is secretly married to this guy called Posthumus. And what you gotta know about Posthumus, is, well, when his parents died and left him just a little kipper, Cymbeline took him in and raised him. And, yeah, that's all you need to know about him. But essentially, Cymbeline found out about Imogen and Posthumus. And naturally, in true Father Shakespeare form, he absolutely despises and dislikes Posthumus. And he's obviously fuming at the fact that he has married his daughter in secret. But little do we know that the Queen, similar to Lady Macbeth, is all up in his ear all the time. And she doesn't want Posthumus to marry Imogen. Why? Because she has a son called Cloten. And what you gotta understand about Cloten is that he is a very couldn't think of another adjective. But yes, he's not a very nice human being. And she wants him to marry Imogen so that Cloten can then become the King of England. And before anyone says anything, no, Cloten and Imogen are not brother and sister. They're in fact step-brother and sister. What are you doing, step-bro? I'm about to take this throne, Yes, this play is promoting step-siblings getting it on. Or actually not. We'll get to that. But essentially, the Queen wants her son to marry Imogen so that she can then, well, I assume, kill Cymbeline, kill Imogen, kill everyone. And then Cloten will be the king. And, well, you know what that means. So the Queen actually has one up in this story because Posthumus did get banished and is gone. He's Romeo gone. But before he left, Imogen and Posthumus exchanged gifts. She gave him a diamond ring and he gave her a handmade bracelet. Like, I know you're poor, son, but hell, come on, man. That's out of order. Look at that. She gave you a diamond ring. You gave her a stupid little bracelet. Do I care? It's just about your love. For God's sake. You best not do anything dumb in this play to absolutely put her life in danger whatsoever, because she is literally your sugar mummy. Now go off to Rome. So we all know the Queen is also a but of course all the characters in the play don't realise she is, because she's putting a facade on. She's being very nice. In fact, I'll show you exactly how her encounters go down. Oh my darling, oh my dear, oh, come here, beautiful, come here. I'm sorry you're sad. You know, I'm sad as well. I'm sad that Prospero has been banished. Sorry? Posthumus has been banished, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you know, there are always more fish in the sea, my love. For example, Cloten seems like a nice guy. Okay, no, I know you still care about Posthumus. I know you're very loyal to him, and I know that you are his only, and I know you're very faithful to him, and you want only him. Oh, no, don't cry anymore. Don't cry. Wipe those tears. Imogen, my darling princess, go to your chamber and we'll catch up later, yeah? We might have a cup of tea or something. And just, if you need anyone to talk to, I'm always here for you. Okay. Go on. Slag. Absolute slag. Hate her so much. She's what her she is. If she thinks she's not gonna marry my Cloten, then she's got another thing coming. A backhand. And of course the Queen is always plotting, as every Shakespeare character does. So my evil scheme. Mirror, mirror on the wall, why not tell me the most fairest plot of them all? the most fairest scheme is for you, my queen, to take some poison from that apothecary. But you must be very, for one sip of poison is enough to kill a dozen, and kill the king, and Imogen you shall, and become the most fairest of all. Oh well. Oh, magic mirror, you sound so right. Please say it. Please, just once. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You are the fairest of them all. So yes, the queen goes to the apothecary and asks for some poison, but the apothecary sees the bullshit, which is the queen. She's right through and says, oh, you're up to no good, aren't you? So instead of giving her an actual death potion, guess what? He whacks out the bloody Romeo and Juliet juice and it basically gives her a potion that once consumed makes the victim look like they're dead, but they're just in a very deep sleep. Okay, and now we're in Rome. We are following Posthumus. And he has obviously joined the Roman army and he's boasting to all his soldiers and fellow comrades how Imogen is the most faithful, most loyal woman ever. And how she's his and only his. How he was able to take her virginity, to just make her his and only his. And oh my God, that's every man's dream until one called Iachimo confronts this theory and says, well, listen, mate, I don't think that is possible. Possible, por favor, senor. I do not think that your wife is as faithful as you may say. For if she saw me, I feel she'll claim herself on this spot. Listen, mate, can you repeat that again, but in English? Oh, Ulysses, son of a So Iachimo is convinced that he could subdue Imogen. And of course, Posthumus believes that he's chatting shit. So he challenges him to make a bet out of it. And the bet essentially is, if Iachimo is able to sleep with Imogen, then he will get that diamond ring that Imogen gave Posthumus. And if he's unsuccessful, he will slap some money to Posthumus, a little bit of gold. My only thing about that is this bet is so bullshit because Iachimo has to go all the way to England from Rome just for this bet. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yes, so Iachimo goes all the way to England to find Imogen. And for the sake of argument, let's just say for some odd reason Imogen was in a pub and he saw her in a pub and well, it went something like this. Ah, señorita, are you an angel? Because you look so beautiful. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. Ooh, you want a bit of Iachimo. See, why don't you take me back to your dorm? We can get to the business. Oh, hostia. Well, I don't think you're the beauty of the ball. Are you from heaven? Cause you look like you fell and smashed your face on the ground. Are you the Phantom of the Opera? Because you look facially deformed. Is your dad, your uncle, and your mum, your auntie? Because you... And you know what? I bet you're scared. You're scared. Okay. It's just a prank. You know, no, friendly. Like, you just a bit of fun, you know. I'm here on business. No, not that business. No, not for the king. Business for your father, for your padre. Gold treasure. See, I have the treasure chest, and it's for to padre. So it's okay. It's okay. In fact, let's maybe you can escort me to the palace, and from there we can go our separate ways. You know. Okay, let's go. Shh. It's currently like 2 a.m. in the morning, and we are in Imogen's room. Don't ask why I'm in here. I'm just a narrator. But, well, because Iachimo lied about the treasure chest, well, Imogen fell for it, brought him into the palace, and actually kept the chest in her room. Because, why wouldn't she? Hostia, it's Iachimo. What the hell is he doing? Okay, he's just looking at Imogen. Okay, now he's looking around. Okay, now he's just moving the furniture about. Oh, he's going back to Imogen. Okay, he's still looking at her. He's lifting up the covers of the... Oh, So, apparently, he is taking notes of everything he sees. And now he's just examining Imogen's body. He's just examining. Sorry, yeah, he's just examining Imogen's body. And, oh no. He's taken the bracelet that, what's his name, Posthumus gave to him. Why the f*** did she take it off to begin with? Everyone knows when you have someone special, you always keep that bracelet on. Relationship 101. Why did she take off the stupid Oh shit, she's waking up, Yes, so, Iachimo snuck into Imogen's room while she was sleeping, made a bunch of notes about the living arrangements and decorations in her room, as well as examining her body. Yes, that did happen. And noticed a mole on her breast that he made a very detailed note of. Anywho, he returns back to Rome. Oh, and he also has the bracelet, of course. And he goes and he confronts Posthumus. And naturally being able to tell him about all his living arrangements and how he feels like that the bedside cabinet should be on the left-hand side of the bed and not the right. And how the wardrobe is in a very odd place. And the chandelier looks weird. Curtains don't look as good as they should be. But his wife... Too bad he got banished. But essentially, all this detail he has, especially having the bracelet, is enough to convince Posthumus that his wife no longer fancies just him. Spread her legs for someone else. And then Posthumus naturally has the most valid crash out. The most realistic thing to happen. He just concludes that all women are evil Now the funniest thing is in the future someone crops this video to that moment and that's my career ruined. But yes, Posthumus believes that all women are evil. He loses his nutmeg. And he writes a letter to a guy called Pisanio. Or Pisanio. So he writes to Pisanio, and Pisanio is basically his servant back in England. This man, hold on a minute. This man had a servant, was raised by the king, and only gave her a fucking bracelet. Yeah, tight git. But anywho, he writes to Pisano and orders him to take Imogen out into the forest to absolutely obliterate her. And yes, we find ourselves yet in another forest. Typical Shakespeare. Anywho, Pisano takes Imogen out into the forest, much like Snow White. And, well, he refuses to kill her. He can't bring himself to do it. Why the f*** did he bring her out to the forest just to say he can't be asked? That he can't kill her? I don't know. It would make more sense for him just to go to her room and just tell her. But anywho, he tells Imogen everything, and naturally, f***ing hell, Imogen is on one now. Not only has she got this narcissistic at home that wants to marry her, but now her own husband wants her dead. I don't think it can get any worse than that, to be fair. I think the only thing to make it worse is absolutely strip her of her own identity. You're joking. Yes, so Imogen disguised herself as a guy called Fidel, or Fidel. I like Fidel. Fidel, using Pisano's clothes. But yes, now Imogen is now a guy in a forest, hiding the royals back at home. Also as well, now I don't know how Pisano got his claws on the potion that the apothecary gave the queen, but he does. I feel like what happened was he was just walking about past the queen's room, saw a bunch of potions and felt, oh, the queen's nice, she's very nice, and this potion says this will solve all your problems on it. So naturally he took it and now he's giving it to Imogen to say, take this potion in case you need it, because like as it says, it will solve all your problems. He probably just threw his medicine or some shit. Or something to get her very, very, very drunk. Because that, my friends, solves all your problems. So, Imogen dressed as a guy, Fidel, and having this holy juice, flees to Wales because I don't know why Wales, but she goes to Wales.
Because it's nice.
Meanwhile, back at the palace, the king and queen are visited by a guy called Lucius, who is on behalf of the Roman army in Rome. And basically, Lucius wants Britain to give them a few tributes, but the king refuses, mainly because he has his, his missus in his ear, giving it all that. And then Cloten turns around and starts giving it all that to bloody Lucius over here. So, naturally, the Romans are getting pissed off at the British. So, you know what that means. Anyway, as that's about to kick off, Pisano comes back from the forest. And, well, Cloten confronts him straight away and asks where the f*** has Imogen gone. And, well, Pisano basically, he folded. He folded under any pressure. There was no pressure on him, just folded and told him everything. Told him that she is gone and has fled to Wales. He actually tells Cloten where she's actually fled to, which I found so f***ing bizarre. But Cloten, at this point, is absolutely pissed. He's furious. And in a PG way to say this, he wants to knock some sense into Imogen and force her to be his wife. If that isn't already f***ed up, he decides to go to her chamber to collect some of Posthumus's old clothes and basically dress as her husband to even make it more f***ed what he's about to do.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, and we're in Wales now, and we need to talk about this one cave. Yes, we have some civilians living in a cave. How did they survive? F*** knows. Don't ask. But we have a guy called Belarius, and I believe that name is hilarious. No! But essentially, he is a banished lord from, you're not gonna fucking believe it, but from Cymbeline's court. Essentially, the queen banished him, and being very petty. Now, this is so petty. Once he got banished by the queen, he kidnapped the king's 2 children. Now, I don't know, because someone let me know in the comments if they do know, whether or not the 2 sons belong to the queen, or they're just the king. Because everyone knows that the queen's son, Cloten, isn't the king's, because then that'll make Imogen and him not stepbrothers and sisters. So, in other words, I believe that the 2 sons that they took from the king are the queen's, and therefore related to Cloten. And you know, I'm going to stick with that because then it makes what happens there running the play even more f***ing juicy. But yes, this grown-ass man kidnapped 2 little kids. And then surprise, surprise, guess who comes knocking on the cave door? Yes, Imogen, dressed as the guy, Fidel. And Belarus and 2 sons invite her immediately. And they all love one another and stuff. And yes, now that I think about it, the sons are related to Imogen, not Cloten. So, they are the king's sons, which makes no f***ing sense why the f*** he would take them as a kid. Why not take f***ing Cloten as a kid? That makes more f***ing sense, don't it? But alas, they are Cymbeline's brothers. But they don't know it. They don't know it yet. Anywho, Imogen feels very unwell because of the journey and the fact that she has this crazy man coming to do naughty things to her, and the fact that her own husband wants to do naughty things to her as well is kind of making her all up in her head. So she decides to take the potion that she thinks would actually help her from the sickness. But of course, the potion doesn't do that. The potion makes her look fucking dead. And all the brothers and Belarus started all mourning and crying over her. They've only known her for 5 fucking minutes and they're already in tears because, off Shakespeare. But they mourn her and they make a nice funeral for her. But they do not bury her because they think she's too pretty to be buried just yet. Don't tell me these 3 are going to do naughty things to her as well. Oh. Then, guess who turns up out of the blue? Guess! Yes! Out of all the caves in the world, and Wales being a massive, well, not a massive country, but a big enough country for one person, Cloten manages to find the cave. Wish you got a f***ing GPS tracker on her or something. And as Cohen enters the cave, he encounters the brothers. And because Cohen is a mouthy git, the brothers and him get into a scrap, and the brothers end up chopping Cloten's head off. And then Belarus comes into play and notices that the person that his sons have killed, well, his adopted sons, have killed, is in fact a royal from where he was once in court. And then naturally, he decides to discard the body to hide it, so make sure no one realizes that they've done it in a roll, and left his body alongside the other dead person they think who is dead, Imogen. When Imogen wakes up from the potion and looks beside her, you could imagine what she must have thought. Jesus Christ. So naturally, she starts bursting out in tears and crying. My problem with this though is that she knows he's in actually no, she doesn't. She doesn't know where he's fled to after he's been banished. So she has the right to believe it can well possibly be him. And of course, she must also be confused why he hasn't got the diamond ring. Because Clan doesn't have the diamond ring. So she must also be wondering what is Posthumus done with his diamond ring. But as she's in tears over her husband... Posthumus, how can you leave me like this? I mean, you don't even smell like my husband. You don't even smell like yourself. I mean, you're also lacking in certain areas. Who are you?
I'm the one.
You're a Roman general. What are you doing in bloody Wales? Oh no, I'm not gay. I mean, I just he was my master, and I'm very sad that he's dead. Okay, I'll come with you. I'll join you.
Acknowledge me!
I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. Yes, so for some unknown reason, a Roman general is in Wales, finds Imogen crying over the dead body, and naturally recruits her into becoming his servant.
That means your ass belongs to me.
Back in Rome, Posthumus receives a letter from Pisanio, basically telling him that Imogen is now dead. He did what he was asked to do. And whilst this is going on, the war between Rome and Britain eventually kicks off and everyone's fighting each other. I reckon that it makes more sense why that general was in Wales. But, alas, Posthumus, dressed in an Italian uniform. Yeah, that's correct. Rome is in Italia. Well done. So in an Italian uniform, he fights. However, because he kind of regrets wanting to kill his wife, now that he thinks she's dead, he grows some conscience and decides to fight for the beloved Brits and the beloved UK, because naturally he knew which country was going to win as soon as the war began. So, as disguised as an Italian, as an Italian soldier, he fights for the British. So basically, he was doing friendly fire, but no one was noticing, you know. Let's go, let's just go. Wait, son, wait. What's that with your Italian accent? Wait. Hold on a minute, you're not Italian. Neither are you. And yes, Posthumus kills a bunch of Italian men.
I took out about 67 of them, but then 20 dudes finally flanked me, and I was like, you know what, kids? It's been real, Daddy-O, but I'm not giving you the pleasure.
And then guess what? For some unknown reason, the cave people, let's bring them into the story again. They come, and they also fight, and they actually help and save Cymbeline from getting killed. And whilst Posthumus was absolutely racking up his kill streak, he was ultimately captured by the British because they thought he was a Roman. So naturally they wanted to sentence him to death and throw him in prison. But whilst in prison, he was bloody visited by f***ing Jupiter himself. Oh my god, it's Jupiter, the god of thunder. What on earth are you doing here?
Gargle my ballsack.
Ballsack?
I could have made you better, and not some weak, sniveling pussy.
I'm not weak. I'm not none of those things.
You're a f***ing disappointment.
Okay, I get it. I have to get my so-called together. What's this? Oh, well, these things don't turn out to be too bad. This play actually turns out quite nice. And what I'm going to spoil something for you. Naturally, well, I didn't need to spoil it. It's already set in stone. No pun intended. But it's already set in stone. What and who wins this war? Obviously, the Brits win the war. Come on, son. And yes, and all the Italian officers and generals and all the Romans and stuff like that are brought forth before Cymbeline, and they're all in the castle again. We're all here for some odd reason, and much like any other Shakespeare play, everyone is reunited at the very end of the play. So, well, guess what? Let's bring all the cast in. Yes, come on, you come in as well. Yeah, you're not even meant to be here, but you come in as well. Yeah. And then the brothers are revealed to be Cymbeline's sons. So, oh my God, the brothers reunite with Cymbeline, and Cymbeline takes one look at Belarus and forgives him for stealing his sons for all them years. Why does he forgive him? That makes no sense. He would have, if I was the king, if I was Cymbeline, I would strip him up by his ankles, destroy his manlyhood, and kill him. And his sons are then turned into knights. So that's nice, I guess. Let's you've not met your sons in so many years, so why don't you strap a sword at them, send them out to battle, and hopefully they might get killed. Could at least spare them like a f***ing 5 or something. And then Cornelius, the drug dealer, the apothecary, comes in and says the queen is dead, and everyone's shocked. I mean, you should have been shocked to watch this video because she is not here, is she? So if you've been paying attention, you'll question why they didn't put the queen here. Because she's dead. I mean, we all know the apothecary killed her. I mean, he was the last one to see her. Cornelius, you were the last one to see the queen, and you're telling me that she's dead? Well, if I'm not so mistaken, I've seen a lot of judges and courts and the bill. You, my friend, must be guilty. Did she have any last words? Did you see her last breath? Yeah, you know what? I actually did, my brother. What she said was that she said, bun you, yeah, and she said she hates your guts and she was gonna kill you anyway. But yeah, she said like she never loved you anyway and just wanted like her son to put like to become you in it, to become king. Like she didn't love you, G. She just wanted your money. She a gold digger. Whale of a time. I'm so sorry, I forgot what the next part of the lyric was. And then the Roman general is going to be executed and killed. However, he begs to spare Fidel because he's a loyal servant. And then, of course, Fidel, Imogen, comes into play. And everyone's staring at this little boy-looking creature thing. But she notices Ichimo has her diamond ring. And she asks, "Oi! How did you get that?" "Oh, I made a bet with this plonker. I said if I could sleep with his wife that, I could have his diamond ring." "Well, actually, I tell a lie. I didn't actually sleep with his wife, but I did manage to, trick him, just so I can get this diamond ring." "Oh, sorry, did you hear that, mate?" "Oh, yeah, I lied. Well, whilst you're safe behind bars, I've got your diamond ring. I've got your diamond ring." "Oh, what you did? Where you going?" And yes, as Posthumus is absolutely crying in his cell, Imogen comes over, reveals herself to him, and then he is absolutely, she is obviously happy that he's alive, and he's obviously happy she's alive. They're happy they're both alive, so they're cuddling and kissing and making out, and everyone's like, "Aww." And then Ichamo, that guy, yeah, he feels like egg. And then basically the most bullshit thing happens at the end of the play. Cymbeline, who, bear in mind, the f***ing play is called Cymbeline, but he's in like f***ing 2 scenes, forgives everyone, and everyone forgives each other, and they all live happily ever after. The end. Oof, and that was the story of Cymbeline. Let me know down in the comment section below whether or not this helped you understand the play. And just let me know your thoughts on what you think of Shakespeare for Noobs. I'm very curious. But of course, also, you know the drill. Just let me know down in the comments any other Shakespeare plays you want me to cover next. But before you go, have you heard of the term the Dies Irae? Or the Dies Irae? One of those. This word. If you have or if you haven't, or if you have heard this word but don't really know what it's about, then you will find this video very helpful as I basically explain very simply what this is. And a little disclaimer, yes, it is about films, so there's some relevancies to have this term in my channel, about films and theatre. So if you want to know what this is, then just click right here.